Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. I'm going to demonstrate how to do a whip stitch and a ladder stitch. Those two stitches are used for closing up a seam from the outside. For instance, on a pillow, you have a seam here. In order to get the stuffing in, you have an opening and you need to push your filler in through that opening. But then you've got to close it up. Also, you can use the stitch on pin cushions, plush toys, and even making dolls. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to first demonstrate the whip stitch. Now, first of all, these two little pink areas right here, that represents the fabric. And along this edge and this edge is a fold. In other words, your raw edges are folded underneath and you're going to bring those two folded edges together, looking like a seam. So on the whip stitch, you put a knot at the end of your thread, you bring it underneath the seam, come up, come over here, grab some of this side, and go over here and do the same thing. And you keep repeating, having like a little zigzag. Now, this is oversized. You don't make them that far apart. You want them fairly close together. You also need to remember when doing the whip stitch or ladder stitch, you need to use matching thread so that nothing will show as much. The whip stitch, though, will show on the outside, so it's very important that you use matching thread. When you get to the end, you do a few stitches in place and then cut your thread off. On the ladder stitch, looks somewhat similar, but is very different. Again, you have a knot at the end of your thread. You come up underneath the folded fabric here, go across. This time you insert your needle inside of the fold, come down, pull it out, come across. Then you repeat it. Go into the fold, come out, come across. And you keep doing that till you get to the end, and then again do a few stitches in place. Now I'm going to demonstrate the whip stitch. So here's the back side of my fabric. The raw edges at the folded seam area are folded underneath. And then when you go to start this whip stitch, this is what I mean by going underneath the folded edge, and that's where your knot is. Now I'm going to turn this over. Now here it is from the front side. Then I'm going to grab some of the fabric on this side of the opening and pull it up and out. Now I'm going to go back over here, right here, grab a little bit of the fabric and pull it. So as you're pulling it, it's closing the seam up. So you keep doing that. You just grab some of the other fabric, come up, come back across, grab some of the fabric, grab the other fabric. Sometimes I do both at the same time. So as you can see on the whip stitch, you can see the thread. Now I'm using black thread. Can you see that? Using black thread. So that's why on this whip stitch, it's very, very important you use matching thread. Now I'm going to demonstrate the ladder stitch. So here's the back of the fabric. Here's the raw edge that's folded back there. Now as you look underneath, you can see the stitches there underneath the actual folded edge. And then on this side, you can see the stitches underneath the folded edge. Now I'm going to turn it over to the front. So as you're doing this stitch, you want to pull the thread in, and you can see if you're using matching thread, you're not going to notice it. So I'm just going to pull this apart a little bit again. So on this side is where is the last stitch I came out of. So now I'm going to turn this a little bit, and I'm going to go across and insert my needle into the seam. And again, don't make your stitches too long. Now that it's in the seam, I'm going to pull it through. And every time you pull it through, you pull on the thread so that it closes up the seam. Well, I hope this demonstration was helpful to you. If you are interested in other beginners sewing projects, I'm going to have links down below your YouTube screen in the description section. You scroll down. When you see the word more, it's kind of off to the right-hand side. Click on that, and that description section will expand open, and you will see the links. One other little note, did you know that if you clicked on my round picture of myself, it will take you to my home page where you can see over 1,000 sewing tutorials that I have. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and make sure you check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.